Let's go live now to the Sydney SES Centre, where the Premier Dominic Perrottet and other authorities are providing a flood update.
Lee Archer and Shane Dowsett from Surf Lifesaving. I think those pictures demonstrate to us the wonderful spirit of service in our country and that great volunteerism that gets people through day in, day out. Those pictures, I think, really bring home the extent of this event, but also the vulnerability that people face in very difficult circumstances. But what trumps all of that is that wonderful spirit of service that Australians have in putting their own lives on the line to help others. Yesterday, I met Alex Turner out in Hawkesbury with the Prime Minister and the Emergency Services Minister, Steph Cook, who's a member of the SES in Hunters Hill, out in Hawkesbury, volunteering again, looking after those local communities. Now, I'd met Alex in November last year in Forbes, where he'd gone to help the Forbes community during the flood event that occurred there. And I think that tells a story of so many people in uniform who are volunteers, who move from town to town, place to place, day in, day out, looking after people, taking time off their jobs, taking time away from their families to help others. So can I thank all those volunteers who are out there keeping people safe. We still have 11 evacuation centres across New South Wales that's providing care and support for those who need it. We have around 1,000 SES volunteers on the ground today. There are a number of inspections in terms of damage assessments for properties, over 700 that have occurred, and that work is being carried out. We continue to work with the federal government in relation to the releasing of funds and making sure that the financial assistance is being provided to those who need it as quickly as possible. But once again, can I thank people for following those instructions? I do have to say again, even though the weather is easing, there are still concerns, particularly up north, around Singleton, Hunter Valley and Maitland, in those areas. So please continue to follow those orders. Of those 50 rescues that have occurred in the last 24 hours, a number of those rescues are still people in vehicles driving through floodwaters. So please do not drive through floodwaters. We say this every press conference, and we say it for a reason, because people continue to do it. Please don't make an assessment that you can get through those floodwaters. Please just don't take that risk. You're putting yourself, your family, your friends at risk, and also our volunteers who are on the ground to carry out those rescues. So can I again thank everybody for following those instructions, but particularly today, thank the volunteers. You really, I think, make our state and our people proud and our country proud, and that is the great spirit of Australians right across the board. So thank you, and now I'm going to pass it to Steph Cook.
That is where we leave the New South Wales press conference, giving an update there about the flood situation. You can continue watching that on our Sky News Extra channel in full. Just a quick recap though, about 40,000 people remain under evacuation orders or warnings across the state. While the weather is easing, the concern is for areas particularly around the Hunter region and Singleton as that weather system moves north. But we will be bringing you all the latest on the flooding emergency throughout the day on Sky News.